welcome back to another live here with Design Bundles. We are so excited that you are here to craft with us live. So we're gearing up and getting ready for this month's dollar deal. So we're going to show you 3 crafts today using some of those designs. And once again, we're going to give away all 42 designs. So if you guys want to be a part of this giveaway, make sure you guys stay tuned for the Q&A because we're going to announce the hashtag. So don't go anywhere. Now, as you guys are coming in, let me know, where are you guys crafting from? Where are you crafting from? Where are you from? How's the weather today? And let me know, what are you guys excited about? Is it the SVG files? Is it the sublimation files? And also, do you guys notice that I am going to be crafting live with the silhouette today? You guys have asked for it, and we're doing it today. So today we are using the silhouette, we are using the Tumbler Press, and we are going to be using the Cricut Easy Press 3. I've got a few different materials we're going to be trying out today, so let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so let's go ahead and pull up the screen just so I can show you the designs that are going to be available this month. So super excited about it. We have some amazing font. Look at this one, Bambi. We have some 3D paper files. You can use these for your Glowforge as well. Lots of fun stuff, stickers, you name it, it is here. We're gearing up. We're getting ready for 4th of July. So you can see we have some really big 4th of July bundles. Whether you guys are making signs, t-shirts, tumblers, you name it, we have it. So just kind of scrolling through here a little bit. This one is a ton of fun. Now make sure you guys, this is a sneak peek. We will be crafting with this one live on Wednesday. So make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. If you guys are not already, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button as well as that notification bell. So that way you guys can be notified when we go live or a new video comes up, because we will be back here on Wednesday to craft with 3 more projects, if you will. So scrolling right through here, more stickers, so cute, so fun, absolutely love these here. This one is amazing. This is a Father's Day one, which I have a tutorial coming with this one very soon. So make sure you guys snag this one because I'm doing something really fun with some foil HTV. So once again, make sure you guys snag that one. Lots of fun stuff here. Now, let me show you the ones that I'm working with today. So I'm working with this one. You guys know already my love for boho. Absolutely love it. I'm obsessed. So I seen there was a tote bag here. I love whenever we have these little inspiration, whether it's a t-shirt, for example, here you can see that. So just to give you some inspiration to do with these. I could see these on coffee mugs, pillows, tumblers, all sorts of fun things. Now today, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to use Caesar Easy Subli with this. And we are going to be putting it on a tote bag. So I'm going to show you guys how to use a Sharpie today to make it a lot easier to cut it out. And we're going to use our silhouette today. So I'm super excited about that. So we're using this one. And then we are using this one right here. So absolutely love this. So if you guys are obsessed with honey or honeybees or even the color yellow, you guys are going to be obsessed with this bundle here. So lots and lots of cute ones. Oh, so obsessed. I'm going to be using this one today. I think this will be cute to throw onto a makeup bag. So that's what we're going to do today. And you guys won't believe it. We're going to be sublimating on clear HTV. So we're going to put it on 100% cotton using clear HTV. So we're going to put that to the test today live. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. All right, and then the last design we are using is right here. So we're going to go ahead and sublimate a tumbler today using our Tumbler Press. So we're going to be doing this one right here. So cute. And what's really cool about this one is it comes with the tapered tumbler design as well. So you get all of your designs across the board. And it even includes, so if you guys are selling these, say for example, you're making your tumblers, you're selling, it even comes with the mock-up already for you to show you that example to throw up on your social media or wherever you're selling them at. So I'm really excited about that. Now to show you one more of my favorites. This is so cool, and you can see it here on a t-shirt, all sorts of fun things. This is one of my favorite designs. It has been for a long time, so you guys have to snag this for $1. Now, if you guys are new to the dollar deal and you're like, what the heck is the dollar deal? We host this once a month, and if you guys are not a Plus member, you guys have 1 hour to grab these, and that includes putting them in your cart and checking out. Now, the cool thing is when you go to check out, there's going to be extras whenever you go to check out, so it's kind of like a surprise surprise and you're going to get more to choose from. So definitely make sure you check that out. But you can get these for $1. So it's bundles, huge bundles for $1, or maybe you're getting a font or whatever, but they're $1. This is the time to stock up. So if you're just now getting into die cutting, sublimation, or Glowforge or anything like that, this is the time to snag those designs. Now, if you guys are a Plus member, you guys are going to have the after party. So if you notice where it says after party member for me, that's because I'm a Plus member. So I get an extra 24 hours to make up my mind and check out. So if you guys are not a Plus member, I do encourage you guys to check it out. If you guys are a Gold Plus member, you guys are going to save 15%. So that is what I was going to show you. Now, once again, all of these designs, all 42, we're giving them away today. So one lucky crafter is going to win. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that hashtag, and we're going to pick somebody live today. All right, so let's go ahead and drop this down really quick. And I'm going to go ahead and switch my screen here. Let me go ahead and pick this back up really quickly. All right, so let me go ahead and switch my screen. There we go. So I'm going to show you guys what we're using really fast, so that way I can switch my screens out because I need to pull up my silhouette. So let me go ahead and do that really quickly. And while I do that, I'm going to go ahead and walk you guys, like I said, through all this stuff. All right, so I've got that. So what we're using today is going to be our Tumbler Press. We're using the Silhouette Cameo 4 today. And then I am using Caesar Easy Subli today. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that really quickly. So right here, I'm using Caesar Easy Subli. If you guys are not familiar with this, this is basically a printable HTV for your sublimation printers. You can use this with Epson as well. So the same thing I'm showing you today, you can do this with your Epson or Sawgrass, whatever you guys have. I'm using my Sawgrass SG500 today. And then we have, let's see, I'm using a tote bag. I'm using clear HTV, which I got mine from Heat Transfer Warehouse. This is the Walla Cut brand in Glossy. Now they also have it in matte. So I would really highly encourage you to check out the matte because that's not going to have that super shine. So it'll be interesting to put this to the test today. So we are using that clear there today. All right. So I think that's pretty much it. Tumbler Press. I have everything I'm using today linked down below. So let's go ahead and just jump right into our tumbler. So let me make this a full screen really quick, and we'll go ahead and make our tumbler, and then we'll come back to the silhouette. So give me just a second to drop this down. There we go. Perfect. All right, so let's start with the tumbler press. So that way we can get it out of the way because I will have to move this. Now, as you guys are coming in, once again, tell me where you guys are crafting from. Also, you guys may notice that we have a new community member. So you guys are used to Brittany down below. Now we have Dawn. So we have Brittany and Dawn in the comments below. So they are going to be helping us out today. So if you guys have any questions, just drop them below and Brittany and Dawn will get to those. And also I can answer some when we do Q&A. Hello, hello. Thank you guys so much. I can't wait for this file. I'm telling you guys, I'm obsessed with this time of the month. I always want to say year, month. Okay, so this is the design. I've already printed it out. What's really cool about our files, you can just print them. So these are just, so if you have the Sawgrass printer, drag and drop it into your smart folder, it's ready to go. And if you guys have an Epson, file and print. So these are just ready for you. So they've already sized out. So all you're simply going to need is a pair of scissors or paper trimmer. And so with the paper trimmer, let me go ahead and scoot this out of my way. With the paper trimmer, it's just going to keep our lines nice and straight for us. So I really do like using the paper trimmer, so I really would encourage that. So the scissors can get a little bit wonky, you know, sometimes. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and trim this down. Once again, as you guys are joining, tell me where you guys are from and let me know if you guys are excited about this dollar dough. If you guys are excited, I want to see those thumbs ups. I want to see those hearts. So you guys let me know, is this your favorite time too? All right. Also, let me know if you guys are new. Are you guys new to, you know, sublimation or your crickets or silhouettes? And also, who's excited about me crafting mine with the silhouette today? You guys have asked and asked and asked, and we are doing it. All right, so we are almost done here. I'm just trimming apart my last one. Here we go. There we go. Perfect. I'm going to get this guy out of our way. Next up, we're going to need some tape. So you're just going to grab some tape to tape down your little edge there. And then I've also got a tumbler. If you guys are new to sublimation, it has to be a tumbler that is ready to go for sublimation. It's got a special coating on it. The very first thing you want to do is pull off your lid and straw. Don't ever leave those on because it's going to melt in there and it's not going to be easy to remove. So next up, we're going to go ahead and clean our surface. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just take my cloth here and just remove any sort of oil or debris. So I'm just going to go over the whole thing really quickly. There we go. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start getting some tape going. So the tape dispenser I'm using today, this one's really cool because you can just kind of twist it and it starts getting your pieces together like this. Super cool. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and line up my tumbler here. I'm just trying to get it nice and centered. And then I'm going to go ahead and line these up just like this. And we're going to get our first tape. So I'm going to pull nice and tight. And we're just going to get our tape like that. And then we're just going to keep on going. So I'm going to come down to this end here. Just like that. And then I'll get another one right up here at the top. Perfect. So you guys see how perfectly this lined up there? Amazing. All right, so you can, it's up to you. Sometimes I usually just leave it right about there, but if you are feel more comfortable to wrap on a few more pieces of tape, definitely feel free to do so. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get one more up here. Right up there at the top. Perfect. All right, so you should have something about like this, or sometimes you see I usually just put 3 pieces of tape. Whatever you feel comfortable doing, you just want to make sure there is no gaps inside of here or at the bottom. So this guy is ready to go. So let me go ahead and bring my camera back up. There we have it. So that way I can show you guys putting this in. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this in. I've already got my Tumbler Press 365 for 70 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and press this. I'm going to center this up. We're going to press it just like so. And then I'm going to let it go for 70 seconds. And then I'm going to rotate it. So whenever it comes to a tumbler press, it's not going to get that very top part. So if you're only, sublimating one side, you don't have to press it again. But if you're doing a full wrap, we need to rotate it again. So the next thing I'm going to recommend is some heat gloves. So I've got some heat gloves and a pair of tweezers. So the heat gloves, when we open this, I can rotate it around. So I'm going to go ahead and get this on here. I am so excited. I love tumblers. You guys let me know if you're as obsessed with making tumblers. They are so much fun and they're just so unique depending on what you're doing. Now, when it comes to tumblers too, you have glitter tumblers, you have holographic tumblers, so lots and lots of things you can do. All right, so we've got about 27 seconds left here, and then we're going to rotate this. Now, the next one we're going to do, I'm going to get this guy out of our way, bring in the Cricut Easy Press 3, and then we're going to work on our 2 projects here. So that's Caesar Easy Subli. So if you guys are just now joining us, we're doing all sublimation crafts today. All right, we've got about 9 more seconds, and I'm going to carefully twist this guy. 4 more seconds. All right. There we have it. All right, so I'm going to pop this guy open carefully. I may have gotten a little bit too tight, but that's okay. So carefully, I'm going to go ahead and try to twist this. Let me grab this side. I should have put it in the other way so I could have a grip. You just need to rotate it enough to where that top part that was open is now underneath. So you don't have to do a whole 180. You really just need to get it to where now we're going to sublimate that. So this is going to go for that 60 seconds. So while we're doing this, we'll go ahead and prep up. I need to bring in a little heat pad to set this on. So I'm going to go ahead and scoot these things out of the way and get that ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way. Once again, as you guys are joining us, let us know where you're crafting from. Where are you crafting from? What are you working on today? Any big plans for the summer? Are you working on some beach projects? Father's Day's coming up. I want to know all of the details. And once again, if you guys are so excited over this dollar deal, what is your favorite design? So are you guys super excited about this one? I love it. So cute. I can't wait to show the finished project. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Yeah, my hair. So I'm switching the hair up. So I'm going to tell you guys, I'm actually going on a cruise, not a crafty cruise like we talked about, but I'm actually going on a cruise. So I will be gone for about a week. You guys may not notice me missing, but I'm going to be gone. I'm going on a cruise. And so I'm going to scrunch my hair. You guys know it's super curly. And so I'm going to scrunch it while I'm gone. So I'm getting prepared for that. But I'm super excited. Has anybody went on a cruise? And if you have, what do you recommend? What should I take? Do I need to take the little wristbands? I've heard about taking like the little outlets. So if you guys have been on a cruise, let me know in the comments below, what should I take? All right, so we're pulling this out now. What you can do is just kind of set this aside, let it cool. And what I like to do, and obviously we're live, so I'm going to go ahead and peel this now, but you may want to let it cool just a little bit. And let me grab my next glove. You want to be super safe because, and I'm going to turn this off so we can get ready to move it. This is ultimately, almost 400 degrees. So be safe. get yourself some heat gloves. And I get so excited over the reveal. So I'm going to do it this way, and then I'll drop it down so you guys can see a little bit better. Now, I read all of these comments when I go home in the evenings. So I want to know all of the details for the cruise. I need all of the tea. All right, here we go. So cute. I love these colors. And this seam is so nice. Wait till you guys see the seam. This is perfectly sized out for you guys. You don't have to mess with the thing. Drag, drop, print. Your seam is going to be flawless. So I'm going to drop that camera down really quickly so you guys can see this seam. Let's see here. There we have it. All right. So here is the tumbler. How gorgeous are these flowers? Look at these. So pretty. It's like a watercolor, and then the grays and the blacks and the skulls are so gorgeous. But let me show you the seam right here. Do you guys see that? Look at how nicely I lined up these flowers in that skull. That is our seam. And so I could have got a little bit, I could have squeezed in probably a little bit closer here, but look at how flawless this almost was. That flower went together perfectly. That is our seam, guys. Perfect, perfect design. Absolutely love it. I am obsessed. $1, guys. $1 for this design. And I'm thinking I'm taking this on the crafty cruise. How cute would this be? So much fun. So much fun. So cute. You guys let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think? Thank you, Mr. Crafty Pants. Thank you. Thank you. I'm telling you, that is my best seam yet. I am so stoked. I mean, look at those flowers. Look at the pieces together and how nicely those went together. So nice. I love it. So nice. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to set this aside because you don't want to put your lid or your straw on just yet because it is super hot and it's going to melt. So you want to let this completely cool down. Now the thing about these tumblers are they do cool down pretty quickly because they're kind of thinner. They're not like a ceramic mug. They don't take as long to cool down. So I'm going to set this aside and we'll come back towards the end and we'll put the straw and lid on and we'll look at it once again. So super stoked about this. And like I said, this is my best seam yet. I'm so excited about it. All right, so let me go ahead and quickly move our press. And while we're doing that, you guys let me know down below. Just keep on chatting. And I'm going to switch out the presses really quickly. All right. Give me 2 seconds to bring in these presses here. All right. There we have it. I'm going to put this one up here and I'm going to plug it in. Thank you so much, Mr. Crafty Pants. You are so kind. All right, let's see here. And that was, by the way, we sublimated that at 365, I believe, for 70 seconds. All right. So now we've got I'm going to bring you guys back up here for just a second. We've got our Cricut Easy Press 3. I'm using the 10 by 12 today because I wanted to be safe. Since we're using Caesar Easy Subli and the clear and we're sublimating, I brought in the bigger one. So if you guys have the number 2, you're good to go. Whether you have the Cricut Easy Press 2 or even a bigger heat press, you can do the same thing I'm doing today. All right, so let's get this powered on. And I brought my phone so I could remember the information. So I believe the temperature is 315 for 15 seconds for the Caesar Easy Subli. Say that 10 times fast. So I've got that going. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and switch our screen over to the Sawgrass Silhouette. Which one is it? Let's go ahead and go over to Silhouette Studio and get ready to walk you through this process. So give me 2 seconds to pull this up. There we have it. So the very first one, I already have it here for you guys. And let me go ahead and get these pieces out of the way just so we'll be ready to go. All right, so I've got my silhouette on and I've already brought in the design. So let me walk you guys through the process. The only thing that I have done is I have brought this in. So if you're not even familiar how to bring these in, it's simply as coming up to File, Open, and bringing it in. Super easy. So this is the design we're working with today. And so I need to do a print and cut with this. So the very first thing that we want to do is I'm going to come over. Let me go back to design. I was on send. I was testing something earlier. So this is what it's going to look like. Sorry, guys. I was on send. when you bring it in, it looks just like this. So what I'd like to do first is our page setup. So number one, I have it on letter 8.5 by 11. So when you first start out, you may be on a 12 by 12 that'll look like this. So what I've done is I brought that down to the 8.5 by 11. So step number one. Step number two, I'm going to go to the last page here and turn on my registration marks. So that way the silhouette can read where to cut this thing. So I want to size this down to make sure I'm staying within that area. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a corner here and just size this down. I'm making sure that I'm going to stay within my little print and cut area. And so I think something about like that should be pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and click outside of here just to double check. And then another thing that you can do is you can come over here to the show print border. So you can definitely turn that on and off if you want to. So right now I have the print border on, which is this gray line right here, if you guys can see that. So I've got those things on. And another thing that you actually can do if we go back over here to where our registrations marks is if you need to do a print bleed, you can also do that here. So if you're wanting to add that print bleed, definitely feel free to do that here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with it just like this. I'm ready to go, I'm ready to print it. So you can do that right here by clicking the printer right here. And then you can go to print. And I'm going to see if this brings back, it should. Okay. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm actually going to, and you guys may not be able to see this because it's only sharing silhouette, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this to my desktop. So if you go to where it says PDF right down here, and by the way, you don't want to mirror this. If you're working with Caesar Easy Subli, you don't want to mirror. So don't worry about mirroring that. So you're going to go where it says PDF. We're going to click Save a PDF. And then we are going to save it to our desktop. So what I'm going to do is go to right here where it says where. Hopefully you guys can see this because I don't know if it's pulling all of this up, but you're going to go to save it to your desktop. And then we are going to, I'm just going to save it as boho. Once again, like I said, y'all may not be able to see this because it's only pulling up that information, but basically file, print, go to PDF and save it. So I'm saving this page here. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to go print it. All right, so now let's go ahead and go to send. So from here, I'm going to actually, I need to drop my screen for 2 seconds. So let me go ahead and make my screen big really fast. Let me go back to my face. That way, whenever I drop this, and hopefully, there we go, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and just print this. So I'm just going to my screen. I know you guys can't see this, but I'm just dragging and dropping this into my Sawgrass Smart folder, okay? And so from here, this is going to pop up for me, and this should send it straight to the printer. So give me just 2 seconds, and then let's see if I can maybe switch screens for just a second. Y'all bear with me. I was trying to see if I can't. So let me stop share. I'm going to re-share a new screen. So y'all bear with me for just a second. Here we go. Perfect. All right. So let me see if I can bring this screen up for you guys. Here we go. So now that I've brought it to the Sawgrass Print Manager, once again, just a recap, if you save it as a PDF to your desktop, you should have a Sawgrass Smart folder that you can drag and drop that design in, and it's automatically going to open this screen. If you're using an Epson, just go to File. You could have printed it from Silhouette. Okay. All right. So here we go. Now what I need to do is I don't want to mirror, so I need to turn that off. Okay, so we've turned off mirror, and then I'm going to come down here. We're going to choose heat transfer vinyl. So we're going to choose that. So you see where it changed my paper to heat transfer vinyl. So this is perfect. And I want to keep, let's go to layout. I'm going to preserve from the designer because I don't want to mess this up because this is a print and cut. I want to keep everything the same. All right, so now all we simply have to do is hit print. So let's go ahead and bring my screen back up to my face because I know this screen's, there we go, perfect. So I hit print. This is going to print out for us, and then we're going to get ready to load it on our map. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and re-share. So that way when we go back to our silhouette, let's see, share screen, give me 2 seconds. And I know I did not. Let's see, hold on 1 second. Oop. Let me see if I can. Okay, I was like, where did you go? There we go, share, perfect. Okay, so that way we can go back to, there we go, perfect. Now I'm printing this guy out and it's going onto that Caesar Easy Subli. Once again, if you guys are not familiar with it, we're using our Sawgrass or your sublimation printer, if you will, and what it is it's like a heat, a printable heat transfer vinyl. All right, so I've gotten my press going because we're going to dry our inks for 1 minute, which I'm going to show you guys in just a second. So we're going to go ahead and bring this up, which we could go ahead and be full screen for just a second. I think we can go ahead and be full screen for just a second so that way I can show you guys this. So this is what you should have. Once again, it should not be mirrored. I had to double check my own self. And we should have these little registration marks, which I'm going to show you guys a trick in just a second. But the step one, I think you guys can see everything here. We need to dry these inks. If I was using my heat press here, I would slide it underneath there and I would let it dry for 60 seconds. So you just don't want your heat press, the top flattened, to touch it. If you're using a Cricut Easy Press, put it in here and then just hover for around 60 seconds. You can pretty much guesstimate. What you're doing is you're drawing down those inks. So this is going to prevent any sort of smudging or anything like that. So you really don't want to skip this step. And you also may notice it start to brighten up a little bit because it's going to bring those sublimation inks to life. So remember, when you're working with sublimation, it comes in lighter. And once we press it, it's going to be bright. So when we go to press this, you guys are going to be shocked because we're not doing 400 degrees. This is 315 for 15 seconds. I love it. All right, so we are almost dry here. Give it just a few more seconds. All right, I think that's good enough. So now that we have dried down these inks, the next thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and switch you guys down here. We've got our dry cup here. Let me go ahead and pop this in just so you guys can see here. And there you have it. There's our completed tumbler, just to go back there. Perfect, super cute. Get that guy out of our way. And now here's the trick. So when it comes to using Caesar Easy Subli, you may struggle a little bit with your cut lines, and that's because when it comes to sublimation ink, just like I said, your ink colors are going to come in lighter. So there's actually a little hack here. We can use a Sharpie to brighten these up, and that's what we're going to do. Just make sure you stay on the line. So we're going to go over this one here. All right, so there's that one. And I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to get this one. And I'm doing this live, so let's pray this works. So we're going to go ahead and do this line. And then we just need to fill in this little box here. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this in, just like that. So that's just going to darken it up to make it a whole lot easier for the silhouette to read this. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take my silhouette mat here and get this thing ready to go. We're going to peel off our backing, get it out of our way, and then we're going to get ready to load this. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and load this right over here. There we go. Hopefully I got close enough to the edge there. And then I'm just going to rub it down. I always try to still, even though I've dried it, I try to avoid just rubbing that area. So now we're ready to go. We're going to get ready to load it. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it back over here, and then we'll bring back up the silhouette so we can get ready for that. So I'm going to go ahead and load this in here. Press the load button. Okay. So that should be ready to go. So let me bring back up the Silhouette Studio here. Perfect. So now that we're over here in the sin settings, we're ready to go. I'm going to change my material here. We're going to choose HTV. So let's go ahead and do that. Bring back in my keyboard here. So we're going to do heat. I just started to type out heat, and then we're going to go ahead and go to, let's see here. When I did, give me 1 second, because the other day I chose matte. So I was looking for fabric, flocked glitter glow in the dark, and let's see, it's not coming up, but let's do printable light fabric. We're going to do that one, and then I'm just going to up it. So it should do this for us. We're going to tell it that it's a cut. Oh, let me go ahead and do this really quick. Hopefully, let's see here, 1 second. It's wanting me to do an update, but I don't want to update it. How do I go around this? Let's see, click here. Oop. Okay, 1 second, guys. Let me try to Bluetooth off, Bluetooth on. Oop. I'm hoping it does not make us go around it. I mean, it lets us go around it because, let's see. Because if I don't have another spot to plug in the USB, so let's hope. Firmware update available. Please connect via USB. Does anybody know? Somebody let me know. Is there a way to go around this temporarily. So let me know in the comments below. Does somebody know if we can temporarily go around this? I wonder if we hit, no. I'm like, I don't want to. Let's see here. Of course it would do that when we're live, huh? Okay, let me go back to the screen just so I can see if anybody's saying anything. So does anybody know if we can go around it? And if we can, how can we do that? Because I need it twice today. What I could temporarily do is leave up. So I think what we'll do is we'll get rid of, yeah, because I don't know if I have to do, let me go ahead. Let's get rid of my face. We're just going to leave the screen. So let me go ahead and just get rid. Perfect. Yep, go ahead and just get rid of my face for a second. And if y'all bear with me, we're going to go ahead and try to do this update. And y'all are just going to get to watch it live. So give me just a second to find my USB. So hopefully you guys can continue to hear me in the background for just a second. Let's see. I'm just looking for my USB plug. And the funny thing is, I updated this the day before. So Silhouette's just playing with us. Give me just a second. I'm trying to find my USB plug. 2 seconds. Let's see. I can't even find my USB. Let's see. Did anybody in the comments, I don't think anybody said we could go around it. Did they? We may have to, guys. 1 second. I'm still looking. Let's see here. Listen, I have 2 of these plugs here. I cannot find one of them. I'm like, I just need one. Okay, found the USB. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, you guys can't see me. I'm going to unplug myself and y'all aren't going to be able to hear me for 2 seconds. So give me just a second. Probably 2 minutes and I will be, well, I would say 1 minute. I don't think it'll take us long. So you won't hear me for 2 seconds. back to my other camera here. Perfect. All right, so I have fixed it. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. And thank you guys so much for bearing with us. I definitely want to make sure that I'm able to show you guys this. So let's hope that it completely fixed everything. I think we can now choose our cameo. I'm telling y'all, I updated this, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday. Okay, it's ready to load now. All right, so hopefully we should see some stuff here in just a second to go ahead and do our settings. Perfect. So now you guys can see our blade depth and all of that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to 17. I'm going to change my speed to 7. So I did my force at 17. I did my speed I'm going to change my blade depth to 2. And then I'm just making sure I'm safe. So I'm doing my blade depth at 2. I'm doing my force at 17. And I'm doing my speed at 7. One pass. All right, so now we're ready. So I'm going to go ahead and load this. All right. So we're going to go ahead and load this right here. Perfect. Once again, thank you guys so much for bearing with us as we did this. I think we're ready to go now. So all you're simply going to do is we are going to hit send. So let's see. And I want to send as is. It's warning us because it is heat transfer vinyl, but I'm going to say, nope, I want to send as is. And so after all of that, let's just hope that everything cuts out correctly. Now, the one thing with Silhouette going live, it is a little bit louder. Make sure that stays awake. So what's happening now is the Silhouette is reading those print and cut lines. So that is what is happening now. So I think we could probably go full screen. Yep, we're perfect. There we go. So what it's done is it's reading everything just to make sure it knows where it needs to cut, and it's going to go ahead and cut it for us. So since we did that little hack with the Sharpie, it should cut everything absolutely perfect. So you guys hear that sound? I don't know if it's picking up or not, but the Silhouette is a little bit louder, but stay with me, guys. We have a lot of tutorials coming, and so I'm super, super excited to bring it to you. And I think that was it. So let's see here. Perfect. So all we have to do now is unload it. Before I do, I'm actually going to go ahead and make sure it cut out everything. So I'm going to test that really quickly just to be sure, because I feel like it wasn't on the cut setting. So we're going to go ahead and just test it. I'm getting a corner here. After everything, I'm like, I don't trust you, Silhouette. Okay, so I don't think it cut all the way through. So let's do it one more time. So let's go back over here. I'm going to change it to, I want to make sure, let's do this. Let's change it to 1 second. Let's go to heat. Heat. Auto, we had cut. There we are. Whoop. I don't know why it's wanting to bring that up. There we go. Heat. And then let's do smooth. All right, let's make sure it's on our cut. Auto blade detected. We have to, I'm going to change it back to that 17, and we're going to do speed of 7. All right. And then we are going to go ahead and try it one more time. I do believe it is on the cut. So let's hit send again. Send as is. Let's try it one more time and just see if that fixes it. So it's reading it right now, and then we should hear the clicking where it's changing to the bladed depth of 2. So give it just a second. So you should hear that. So it's changing the blade for us, and then we're going to let it go around one more time. All right. And we're going to trust it this time. Hopefully it's went all the way through. If not, I'm just going to go ahead and hand cut all the way around it. And let's go ahead and unload, because we gave it a fair chance. We did today. All right, so we are ready. I'm going to go ahead and unload it this time, like I said, and then I'm going to go ahead and try to weed it. And if it does not cut, we're going to go ahead and just cut, like I said. So I'm going to go ahead and try it. We're testing it out just really quickly. I'm going to test it, and it did not cut. It doesn't seem like it did any sort of cut at all, and I'm kind of curious if it's because of our weed lines. So I'm going to do it one more time. I promise it's not going to take us too long, so let's just try it one more time. I'm going to go back here, and I am going to auto blade detected. We have it on the cut. I'm going to change it to a force of 4 just to see if that happens, or a blade depth of 4, and I'm going to put a force of like 25. I'm just testing it out. If not, I think what it is, it's probably from where I used the Sharpie and it's not wanting to do it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to hit send. Let's try it one more time. Send as is, I promise. And if not, we're hand cutting this thing. All right. So she's reading it one more time. Now, whenever it comes to the second design, we are going to be using it. We're not doing the print and cut, obviously, and I'm going to be showing you guys that. We are going to be using it to send it to the printer. So let me go ahead and, it's going to go ahead and cut it for us really quickly. So let me go back over here. All right, let's see. Let us see. All right, so so this is almost done. We're going to go ahead and go through here. And then we're just going to hand cut it, like I said, if it didn't do it. I just want to see if it's possibly, I want to say, until I further test the Sharpie situation, I definitely wouldn't put it to a test because it should have cut all the way through ultimately. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to unload it and we're going to hand cut this thing. Okay, so we're unloading. So we are going to try to wait around. And if it didn't, I think it did. I'm so excited. I think it did. So it just was not deep enough before. So it definitely worked, as you guys can see here. Boom, yay. So I just did not have it enough and it didn't cut all the way through. So that was good. So if you guys want to use those settings, I use the blade depth 4, I use the force of 25, and then the speed of 7. Okay, so here we go. So remember, we didn't need to mirror anything. So we're ready to go. Make sure this stays awake. Once again, thank you guys so much for bearing with us. This is what happens when we go live, right? Things can happen, but at least we made the solution together. Okay, so we're going to take that off. So your next step is you're going to peel that off the carrier because that's just to help you cut it. I don't need a carrier sheet because it's just one solid piece. Okay. So let's get over our tote bag. What's really cool about Caesar Easy Subleads, it's going to allow you to sublimate technically on 100% cotton. So I'm going to go ahead and drop us down so that way I can show you what we're doing here. All right, here we go. We're going to get our tote bag and we want to do just like we normally would, and we want to pull out any sort of moisture. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I'm just going to go over this, making sure we're pulling out any sort of moisture. Yes, see, and it's not just you guys, like all of us, and I really do love showing you guys stuff like this because it does show you that it's not just you, it's everybody. No matter how much you use your machines, it happens to the best of us, okay? There we go. All right, so now what we're going to do, I've removed the moisture. I have used a lint roller, and now we're going to get this down. This is going to be so stinking cute. I'm so here for it. All right, there we go. Perfect. Now what I want to do is I want to cover this back up. So I'm going to go ahead and get a piece of parchment. Perfect. So we're going to get a piece of parchment here. And then I'm going to see if I'm going to be able to go. I think I can get the whole thing. So we're going to go right on top. We're going to hit go. I'm giving it a little bit of pressure for 15 seconds. Now, you guys don't forget, we're giving away all 42 designs today, so make sure you guys stay tuned for Q&A. We're almost done. We only have one more project after this, and then I'm going to announce the hashtag. All right, perfect. I'm so excited about this one. And that is it. Look at how gorgeous this is. So cute. This one right here, this one bundle, which is $1, is going to come with a ton of designs. And I mean a ton, guys. Look at how cute this is. This was so worth the wait, wasn't it? I love it so, so much. So we'll go ahead and swap you guys back up here just so you guys can kind of see this. Get that out of our way. And there you guys have it. So you guys can see how big that is. So that is using the 8.5 by 11. We use the print and cut with the silhouette, even though she gave us a little bit of trouble. So it came out so nice. Those colors brighten up once you press them. So cute. So project number 1 gave us a little bit of issues, but it came out so nice. It's so cute. And we were able to sublimate on 100% cotton. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next project. We're going to go ahead and drop us back down here for a second so I can show you what we're using. So today for this one, we're going to use this little zipper tote. I was going to do it on a t-shirt, but I thought, you know what, this would be really cute on a makeup bag. So I'm going to do that. So I've got my little makeup bag here, and then we have our glossy heat transfer, and I'm going to use the same settings. So this is just clear. There's matte and there's glossy. So we're using the glossy. This is Wallet Cut. We have it linked down below for you guys. Let me grab my scissors really quickly, and then we're going to bring back up Silhouette Studio in just a second. But let me go ahead and just get this open for us. So we're ready to go. Perfect. So you guys can see that. So this is clear. So it's going to allow us to put it on here so we can sublimate again. This is another option. You can do glitter. You can do, there's a holographic that you can do. So this is clear. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and switch you guys back up here, but let's go ahead and bring back up Silhouette Studio. All right, and let's switch to our next design. We should not have any issues because we have done the firmware update. All right, here we go. So let's move on to project number 2. So what I've actually already done, what's really cool about Silhouette is I have 2 projects pulled up. So now we're on project number 2. This one, we are not doing a print and cut. I do want to add an offset because I want to cut out the clear. So that way we have it. And then we're going to print from here. We're going to print this, right? So what I'm going to do, number 1, is I can't make this bigger than an 8.5 by 11 because that's as big as I have. So I'm printing out sublimation paper, right? So what I need to do is I'm going to rotate it because we're going to print this guy, right? 2 things we're going to do. We're going to print it and then we're going to cut out the vinyl. So I'm going to rotate this. I'm making sure it's going to fit. I have sized this out. So I'm going to show you really quick. If we went to send this to a printer, which once again, I'm hoping these things are popping up for you guys. Whenever I go to send this to a printer, I'm making sure it's not going to hit those print lines. So I'm going to hit cancel. So I know that I'll have to bring this back. One thing that we can do is go back to our page setup. We can change this to an 8.5 by 11 paper. So I know where my print lines are, where my border is, and all of that stuff. So I may need to bring this down just a tiny bit. All right, so let me go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to grab a corner and just bring it back down just ever so slightly. Okay, so there we have it. So the very first thing I'm going to do is let's go ahead and just send this to the printer because this is going to be ready to go. So I'm going to hit the printer. So that's step 1. Hit that printer. Once again, I am hitting those lines. So let me hit back again and let's bring it back down just a smidge more. I'm going to center this guy up a little bit. Hit that printer. All right, give us 2 seconds. Perfect. I think I could come back up just a teensy tiny bit. And you know, another thing that I want to do is I'm going to turn off that cut border just so it's not showing up. Hopefully it's not showing that printer either. Let me go ahead and bring this down just a tiny bit. There we go. All right, so now let's go ahead and hit print. All right, so this should be absolutely perfect. Yep, looks good to me. So now I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to save it to my desktop. Now, before I do, you may want to mirror it. So before you do, you may want to flip it horizontal if you're using an Epson. Once again, I'm sending it to Sawgrass, so I can do it over there. I'm going to save it as that PDF. So I'm going to save its PDF. And then to the desktop, I'm going to name it Lips. Enter, just so I can find that in a second. Okay, perfect. So step 1, I've already got that ready to go. So I don't want to adjust the size of this anymore because this is going to work flawlessly with my next step. All right, so next step that we need to do, let's add that offset. So you can do so by coming up here to the top. So we can click that offset right up here. And then you're going to go ahead. You see how I've got such a big one? We can change that right over here. And by the way, you can still access, instead of clicking the offset up here, you can access that panel. See how on the right-hand side, it's kind of, you see that star and that's where it's at. So if you also need to, you can click it from here. So you're just simply going to hit that offset, which we've already done. I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. Let me see if I can click on it. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and hit delete. And I want to do an offset again. So we're going to click on our design and then I'm going to click on offset. And this time I'm going to bring that distance down. So I'm going to bring it in a little bit. I don't want it that crazy. I want it super close. So I'm going to bring it in just a tiny bit more. I think something about like that's pretty good. Maybe even because I want to give myself enough border to where if I have any mistakes, it's going to be okay. Okay. I'm going to hit apply. So now what I want to do is I'm going to get these lips out of the way because the only thing I'm going to cut is this offset. So hopefully you guys can see that red lines there. And then the other thing that we're going to do is I'm going to mirror it, but I'll do it over here. So we're going to go ahead and hit send. All right. And then I am going to choose that same settings that I did before. So I'm going to go to smooth. I'm going to change it to the force of 4. I'm going to change it to, well, the blade depth. I'm going to change it to 25 force and then 7 speed. So I'm going to do that same thing again because I knew it worked great. All right. And then I am going to go ahead and get ready to send. So let me go ahead and drop you guys down here. I'll make you guys down here so that way you guys can hopefully see everything. So let's go to load our material here. All right. So we've got this here. Before I do that, actually, let me go ahead and get my paper trimmer back. And this is almost it. So as soon as we're done with this, guys, we are going to move on to our Q&A, and then we're going to announce that hashtag so you guys can have a chance to win all 42 designs. All right, so here we go. I'm actually going to go ahead and just be safe. I'm going to trim this off for a sec, just for today's purposes. And then I'm going to come in here, and I'm just going to go ahead and I know this is bigger than what I need, but I'm just going to cut it to the 12. All right, just to be safe. Perfect. All right, get that out of our way. And then we're going to load it. So just as usual, if we were using our Cricut, we're going to load this upside down. So we're going to load it just like this. I'm going to get it at that very corner there. Perfect. I have it upside down and we're ready to go. So now let's go ahead and get ready to load it. So I'm going to get this guy out of our way, scoot some of this, and we're going to load it. All right, load it in. And I'm going to go ahead and get ready to hit send. So I'm going to go ahead and tell it to send, but it should warn me about the mirror. So I'm going to say send mirrored. And so that way it cuts mirrored. All right. So hopefully everything should go out pretty good there. All right. So while we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to print out this. Now, like I said, I know you guys can't see it, but I'm going to go ahead and print out. I'm sending my design now to the Sawgrass. Once again, if you were send, you would just go ahead and hit send. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this really quickly. So I'm going to tell it that we are pressing, I'm going to say polyester because it'll be, well, yeah, I'm just going to say it's polyester. All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make sure it's mirrored, and I'm going to hit print. There we go. So I'm sending that to the printer, and then this is done. We're going to go ahead and unload this little guy here, take it off of the mat, and I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way. All right, now this is quite thick, and it should have cut everything because I did have that. Let's go ahead and see really quick. I'm going to trim down just a little bit. Once again, we are almost done. We are on our very last craft here. Once again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I know that we had a little bit of technical difficulties today, but hey, if it's our last one, I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, so as you guys can see, that did really well. I'm loving that settings. If y'all want to use what I used today, you could definitely rewatch this on the replay, push pause, and screenshot and save those. So those have worked across the board today. Okay, and hopefully we did mirror correctly. That would be great. And this should fit on our bag very nicely. So this should be able to fit on here. All right, we're going to double check that everything is going to line up here. I'm just testing stuff here really quickly. And I do believe so. Okay, so everything should line up nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and drop you guys back down and let's get going. All right, step number one is just tack down. Okay, so for tack down, let's get this out of the way. All right, here we go. Step number one is tack down. So what we want to do is go ahead and remove any sort of moisture. I have it on 315. You can get away with using like 305, 312. We're only going to do it for 5 seconds because this is a tack down, and then we're going to bump it up. Okay. So there we have it. We're going to remove any sort of lint. And then let's get ready to tack it down. So this is going to go right about here. There we have it. And we're going to go ahead and tack it down, like I said, 5 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and get on top of here, hit go, and we're only going to do it for 5 seconds. Now, this is a cold pill, so we're going to give it a second to cool down, just a tack down. That should be enough. Now, while we're doing that, I'm going to bump the heat up, but give me 2 seconds because I have this pulled up on my phone so I could remember the exact heat setting. So they are saying we need to bump it to 380 for 30 seconds. So we're going to sublimate it for 380 for 30 seconds. All right, so let me bump up my time. Here we go for 30 seconds. Perfect. All right, so here we go. So let's see, and I know this is a cold pull, but let's just test it and see if it's going to allow it. And it is. It's peeling for us. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and do this to see if you guys can kind of see that. So hopefully you guys can see that gloss. I would really want to try out the matte, so I'm going to have to get some because you're not going to have all that shine. All right. So the next thing that what I'm going to do is you could actually have cut this with a silhouette, so that way you have it absolutely perfect to line up. But I didn't want to do that. I'm going to save time, right? So I'm just going to kind of go and fussy cut around this thing. just so I know an idea of where it's going to go. So something like this, I'm not getting super close to the design. All right. There we have it. Something like that is good enough. We just need it to where we can visually see what the heck is going on. So now what I'm going to do is very carefully try to line these pieces up on here. All right. And what I'm going to do is try to look at this, just making sure I'm just checking areas underneath, peeking, and it looks good to me. So once you have it where you want it, we want to tape that down. All right. So let's go ahead and get us some tape. All right, and y'all guys, let me know if y'all have any questions because we are about to be doing that. So let me go and get ready to press this. Getting another piece of parchment on top. And once again, it's 380 for 30 seconds. So let's go ahead and press. And here we go, 380 for 30 seconds. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I truly do. Once again, I apologize. I'm so excited to be crafting here with you guys, and I'm pumped to be testing this out. And if you guys have tested out sublimating on clear HTV, let me know down below, what was your thoughts? Did you have success? And have you tried out the matte version? All right, so we got 4 more seconds. We should be good to go, and it's going to be the moment of truth. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it worked out for us. I'm going to take a little peek before you guys. And perfect. Oh my gosh. How cool is that? That is so cool. And I like it because where I've made that border, you can't really see the border and you just have that. Now, the one thing is, you see that? See how glossy that is? I would really want to try the matte version, so that way you didn't have all that gloss. But if you don't mind the gloss, that is super cool. So that's going to allow you to sublimate, whether you're putting it on a t-shirt, you know, whatever it may be. How stinking cool was that? So that is clear. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I'm living for it. All right. So let's go ahead and pop back up here and let's go and get ready for Q&A. All right, so let me go ahead and switch my mouse over here really quickly. So are y'all ready for that hashtag? It is hashtag bees. So use the hashtag in the comments below, hashtag bees, for a chance to win. So here in just a little bit, we're going to draw one lucky winner live. So if you guys are watching this on the replay, we have already drawn somebody, but use the hashtag bees in the comment section for a chance to win. All right, so while you guys are doing that, let me go ahead and see what questions you guys have. Where do you go to get your heat gloves? Now, my heat gloves here, these are from We Are Memory Keepers. You can grab these on Amazon, and Amazon actually even has a version. I think they're pink, and they're pretty much the same, but I like these. They're like $7. You can even grab them at Michael's and Hobby Lobby. All right, let's see here. Can you sublimate on a stainless steel Yeti? I have not tried it, but I don't know if, because I have not really sublimated on a lot of stainless steel. I would assume you have to have that coating, but just come back on me with that and we'll definitely put it to a test. All right, let's see here. What size is the tumbler? This one right here is a 20-ounce tumbler, and hopefully you guys can see that finished process there. This one is a 20-ounce, and I do believe there is a size in there. You can do the skinny or the taper tumblers, and I want to say there is one for the 30-ounce. All right, let's see here. What brand is your tumbler press? This one right here is from Heat Press Nation. This is their signature series. All right, let's see. Awesome. I love the tumblers, but using the Cricut mug press, so I struggle getting the seamless look. Any suggestions on how to get to not ghost? The one thing that you're probably doing is overlapping. So if you're somebody that is overlapping at all because you're just trying to get those seams together, if you overlap that design whatsoever, you will get ghosting. So if that's what you're talking about, that's more than likely what it is. Another thing is, say for example, you're using a tumbler press in that quick pull. That's why if you over press sometimes, when it shifts, it can move that paper and you could get ghosting from that as well. All right, let's see here. Can you use any clear vinyl HTV, or does it have to be a certain brand? Well, it just depends. Now, we actually have tried one out from Sawgrass. We actually have a tutorial here using it for sublimation. It's just kind of it's trial and error. So if you ever want to put something to the test to see if it works, just go with what somebody has maybe recommended for a prior one. Go with those tips, and you may want to play around with it for a little bit, but always make sure if you're going to test it out, put a piece of parchment paper in between your mat, because it can definitely melt on your mat, and it can also get on your platen. So put one on top and bottom and just put it to the test. All right, let's see. Is switching sublimation ink brands a bad idea, or should I use the same ink? This is the thing. If you decide to switch brands, ultimately, a lot of inks are pretty similar. But what they're going to do is once you fill that tank, it's full of this ink. When you mix the other ink, they're going to mix together. So you're not going to get the true look of what that ink actually truly would have done, because now they've mixed and created their own. So really, unless you're starting out with a brand new one or you flush those lines, you can flush your lines by printing usually around 40 sheets. So what I do is I look up a solid black square, or solid black yellow, or solid block of yellow, pink, blue, all of those colors. And then you're just going to print those each 40 times, and that's going to clear your lines. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Is the Sawgrass 500 easy to learn? Yes, it is. I've always loved the Sawgrass SG 500, especially for a beginner, because you have the customer support. It's going to automatically clean its lines. For example, I had a friend reach out yesterday about an Epson printer, and their lines are clogged, and they're like, what do you do? We don't really deal with that with Sawgrass. They trickle and they clean themselves every day or every few days if you're not using it, and just flushes just a minute amount. So it's very user-friendly. I just highly recommend it. The colors are already right for you, and it's just a great beginner. All right, let's see here. I think that was our last question. Are you guys ready for the giveaway? Let's go ahead and pick a winner. All right, so let's go ahead and get this up here. Good luck to everybody. Thank you so much for participating. Let's go ahead and hit that draw button right here. Good luck, good luck. Thank you all for participating. I am so excited for you. Dun, 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 dun. Who's it gonna be? Oh my goodness. Catherine Joe Mills. Thank you so much for watching here on YouTube. You can reach out to mel@designbundles.net to claim your prize, and you can start crafting today. So you've won all 42 designs. Once again, congratulations to Catherine. Thank you so much for participating today, and good luck with all of your projects. Once again, just reach out to mel@designbundles.net to claim your prize. All right, so let's go ahead and recap really quickly. We made our little tote bag today with our tote bag, or zipper bag, with the clear HTV, so you guys can see how that looks. So cool. Love it. We made our tumbler today, which was pretty seamless. I'm excited. Out of all the crafts today, I'm so pumped about this one. So cute. And then for our tote bag, let me pull it up here really quickly. Right here. Now, this one is amazing because this bundle, like I said, comes with so many designs. It's unreal for $1. But this is so cute. It would be so cute on a t-shirt, coffee mug, all sorts of stuff. But this was a ton of fun, even though it gave us a little bit of heck. I'm so excited about this one. So this is just 3 of the designs out of all 42, which is, of course, there's more designs because it's bundles inside of bundles for $1. But come back Wednesday. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell down below so you guys can see what we craft on Wednesday. So we're going to use 3 more designs for Wednesday, and then you guys can get ready to choose all of your stuff for the dollar deal. So another thing I want to recommend is join our Facebook community group. We currently have a giveaway going on over there. So we give away stuff. We have freebies. You can share your stuff so we can see it. You're going to get lots of inspiration. So you can find that down below as well. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.